Qui nel mio piccolo angolo nel nulla non c'è nessun posto dove andare. Nessuno. A parte Oasis.
Entering your film, let me share it, I was thinking, this is based on a bestseller, a Hollywood blockbuster, super huge, video games, 80s. Why do we need Spielberg in that? It's already a slam dunk. Why Spielberg will do this film? Now I know the answer, but maybe you know better.
I don't think the movie could have gotten made if any other filmmaker had attempted to make it, just because he's a unique visual storyteller, and also the only person who could have gotten all the licensing, you know, especially for certain properties. I'm certain he's the only person in the world who could have gotten, permission for some of the films that we use and many of the licenses. He's a unique director in the way that the licensing that he can command, but also just his ability to tell stories. So I wouldn't. Once I heard that he was interested, I couldn't think of anyone else who could be better, and I still can't.
Questo è Oasis. Un intero universo virtuale. Si può fare tutto. Essere chiunque, senza andare da nessuna parte.
About conceiving the future, one of my favorite films is Children of Men by Quaron.
Oh, yes.
And basically he was preparing the future, and his assistants were like bringing him bright designs, happy future. And he said, no, I don't want this stuff. Future will be gray. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking also about Spielberg's Minority Report. What
Yes.
is your idea of future? What cinema is telling us about the future? Is it gonna happen?
Well, I am a father. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and I am hoping that that we leave a better world for her, than the one that it is depicted in Ready Player One. But I also feel like our complete denial of climate change and fossil fuel depletion, which were the concerns that I had when I was writing Ready Player One, and the future that's depicted is a direct result of runaway climate change and an energy crisis due to fossil fuel depletion and the effects of burning all those fossil fuels on our biosphere. All those things are serious concerns, and it's not like we're attacking those problems now, or we're kind of ignoring them, especially in my country is the most guilty of ignoring climate change and making it worse through that ignorance. So I definitely don't hope for this future, but I do worry about a very similar future. And the more unpleasant it is to exist in the real world, the more people will want to escape from the real world,
Yeah.
which will be a feedback loop and cause more despair and problems in the real world due to neglect, because everyone is ignoring those problems.
Lo facciamo insieme?
Certo.
Simon Pegg talks about having rules. Mark Rylance talks about freedom, the political angle. I was thinking about this blockbuster would be loved by Springsteen or Ken Loach. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? What was the political angle when you wrote this story?
Well, that's what's interesting to me about the internet and the rise of the internet, and the internet becoming very important to everyone. It's how people connect with their families and shop and do business and collaborate and communicate with each other, and that becomes a very valuable resource. And if and access to that resource becomes a matter of life and death for some people, and definitely like a matter of happiness and freedom of expression. Some people because of the way the internet erases borders. So that idea of what we're confronted with now with net neutrality. Free and open access to the internet becomes more and more important the more reliant we become on it, and now we're totally reliant on it. So it's not like it's a political movie, but I think that notion is in the background, of this new virtual world that is a new frontier that's open to all, and then fighting for control of that world. It's a really, I think, elegant allegory for the internet.
Thank you, man. Maybe in 30 years you will write a sequel.
Oh yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah.